So, ooh, that is strong. Yikes. Not gonna need much of that. So, Microsoft is building a data center about a mile from here. I live out by UP Mall. About a mile from here on a 900-acre piece of land that I think they bought for $77 million. Now, to put into perspective how large that is, Central Park in New York is about 840 acres. So roughly the size of, larger than Central Park. The biggest issue with data centers is pollution, health risk, and the amount of resources that they use. It is astronomical, you won't believe. Let's see. So it says here, on average, data centers use 3 to 5 million gallons of water a day.
As the tech industry is currently conceiving of artificial intelligence, it just requires a massive amount of energy-intensive, power-hungry computer chips.
Data centers have a voracious appetite.
I watched an interview with city officials and Mishawaka Utilities, and they said they thought there would be enough water for both. They weren't sure, but they were going ahead with it.
Vertical water pressure in the kitchen. This is where I fill up water for storage. Those are the things we have to fill up to flush the toilets.
So you can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's just from the water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah, and this is what's in all the pipes.
Mishawaka Utilities has to be able to supply all the water for the city and hope that they can have enough water to fill 3 to 5 million gallons a day just to this data center. And in most cities where they have these data centers, ponds and streams are drying up.
Several reports show in 2023, data centers nationwide used 17 billion gallons of water for cooling. Experts say that number could double in 5 years.
In 5 years, am I going to turn on my faucet in the kitchen or the bathroom and have water?
NIPSCO says that they're going to supply gas to create energy for this data center. The amount of power it takes to power a city, they use that every single day.
On the low end, that's as much as the state of Ohio used in 2023, their entire electricity use. On the high end, it's about as much as Florida used in that same year.
The problem with that, especially in this area, is coming up with that kind of power.
As the tech industry is currently conceiving of artificial intelligence, it just requires a massive amount of energy-intensive, power-hungry computer chips.
The United States has never generated more electricity in our history than we are today. The problem is that data centers are bursting through the envelope of energy demand, and we're seeing record energy demand almost entirely being driven by data centers.
And from what I've heard, instead of going the electric route, Microsoft has chosen to partner with NIPSCO, where NIPSCO is going to provide the gas that powers this facility. Now, the biggest concern and issue with that is what a lot of data centers have done in the past in areas that don't have enough power to power these data centers. They'll use gas, but what they use the gas for is to power these giant turbines. And the problem with these giant turbines is they give off emissions. The gas goes in, it creates heat, it turns, there's some sort of fire that turns these magnets that creates power. It's like they look like giant jet engines, and they give off emissions. One of those emissions is carbon monoxide. And there's like 5 other toxic chemicals that get released into the air, and they're released at like ground level. And if you don't believe me, this is actually happening right now. Elon Musk is building a data center in a small city right outside of Memphis, Tennessee. And he's doing the same thing. He's using gas to fuel these turbines that create energy that power the data center. And the emissions are at ground level. There's no smokestacks or anything, and it's going right into the town. And what's happening are people getting sick and they're dying right now. And this data center isn't even functioning at full capacity yet. They're still building it, and people are dying right now from it.
These are the gas turbines fueling the supercomputer they call Colossus. They emit hazardous pollutants like formaldehyde and nitrogen oxides, according to the manufacturer.
Just over this fence, you can see and hear the turbines churning 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Without them, the data center does not function.
Cancer risks here are 4 times higher than the national average. Life expectancy here is 9 years less than the national average.
That is what's going to happen to our town. I'm going to get some more coffee. I'll be right back. All right. And it starts at the top. State officials and local leaders are all responsible. Indiana has become sort of a hotspot for data centers now because state representatives have made huge tax breaks for giant corporations that want to build these data centers. Lowered environmental standards. It makes it very enticing for these large companies to build their data centers in Indiana. And knowing all the health risks, local officials decided to give the green light for this to happen.
We think this is a great opportunity to partner with the city of Mishawaka. They've got a great utility network. They've been running utilities across the city for 100 plus years. And so why not leverage that to help grow our county in a safe and responsible manner.
And I theorize that they picked these small towns specifically, not just because there's a lot of land to be used, but because they see these small towns as people who don't have the money and resources to file lawsuits. Ultimately, people are going to be getting sick and dying from this. They know that these small town people don't have those resources to stick up for themselves.
Everybody has said no, and it's still happening. When do the people who live there matter?
How many opposed it? And the result was, I'll show you this number, 2,389 of our citizens, our residents, took the time to oppose the data center. They came to the town council meetings, they wrote emails to the town council and so forth. Only 11 people here wanted that data center to happen. And yet we were ignored because had cut a deal with our elected officials before we even knew about it.
The big problem is that we're all subsidizing the wealthiest corporations in the world in their pursuit of artificial intelligence.
Americans' utility bills are rising while big tech's profits are going through the roof.
I'm going to get some more coffee. I'll be right back. All right. A side note is that NIPSCO sees the potential opportunity that there's going to be more data centers in this area. They have started the conversation that creating a gas power plant in the area so that it can power Microsoft's data center and future data centers in the area. Now, if you think one data center is bad, multiple data centers and a gas power plant is going to be extremely bad for the environment and people's health. Utilities. I almost forgot about the utilities aspect. In New Carlisle, there's a data center I think that is currently building.
Tiny town of New Carlisle. Behind me, construction underway on the largest economic development project in state history.
Because it's using so much resources, there's a limit now on the amount of electricity and water and gas that can go out to the city. So the supply and demand, there's not enough to go around, which is causing people's utilities to skyrocket.
We saw customers with bills $900, over $1,000. It's unfathomable that they are having to pay higher rates to support wealthy corporations building data centers.
And you can only imagine in this area where Mishawaka Utilities is pumping, what is it? Let me see here. What did I say? 5 million gallons of water a day? You can bet your water bills are going to go up as well. Gas, of course. If most of the gas is going to this data center, your fucking gas bills are going to go up as well. And then there's the economic fallout from this. People in this area, I mean, if you've lived here as long as I have, you know that just in the last few years, the city has had a lot of growth with the help of Notre Dame. If this area gets tagged as a place that's unhealthy to live, You're not going to see best minds coming here, coming to Notre Dame to go to school. You're not going to see businesses and jobs coming here to open their businesses. If you live in Granger, your house value is going to go down. No one's going to want to live or buy your house when you live next door to a data center that's putting out air that your children can't go out and play. It's just a lose-lose situation for the community. I think that's all the information I have for today.